Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. Our star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
So, Bette, part 2. Here we are. Bette, so you're working with Sissy Houston.
Welcome to Kill Me Now.
Yes.
Welcome to Kill Me Now. We will be doing the Jew Bell.
Judy Gold.
So,
This is Judy Gold, isn't it?
thank you. Oh, God, I'm sick. No, but I'm at the end of it.
Wait, and I'm thinking.
And you have a fucking canker sore. Let's go put this under. I have another whistle. Hold on.
Well, let's not
Can you
share
get
any
a-
joints.
Can you get another
Of course.
whistle? Okay. So you're working with Sissy after John breaks his wrist.
Right.
And how many months, when do you meet Whitney? Whitney's a backup singer for Sissy,
Yeah.
and how old is she?
18, 17,
Right. And
17, 18.
did you recognize the talent?
Oh my God, she was amazing. And she was also like funny as hell.
Where are you? The whistle is hanging by the keys.
Got it.
I can't.
She was
VP,
she was
go ahead.
incredible. I mean, I remember
The first time you heard her.
Well, I was there when she was first, when she was discovered by
Right.
Clive Davis.
Right.
And also, I remember Sissy did this. She pulled a fast one on Whitney. She was playing. Sissy had a gig booked up at McKell's.
Right.
And she would always talk about she had a drip. You know, she had
Like
a
a
drip.
nasal drip?
A nasal drip. Right.
Sissy did.
Yeah. And so she told Whitney that she had a drip, and she couldn't do her show, and that.
What are you looking for?
I need a basketball.
You need a basketball? Ben, there's so many. You just came in with one.
Yeah, but I can't use that one.
This is how interesting my story is. That
Okay, go in the closet
I'm being
in the other
preempted
room.
by Ben's.
Or
basketball.
look in that basket.
Check everything.
You've
This is why
checked
I'm
the basket
insecure.
in the hallway.
We're all waiting in
And
anticipation.
you checked the...
Oh my God! You
Ben,
have
there's 1,000 basketballs here. Go
an
ahead.
NYRP thing.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, just checking.
Oh, Jesus
That's the new
Christ.
bell.
I'll try to get rid of it, folks.
So all right. So Sissy has a drip.
So she has a drip. So she told Whitney. She asked her to please, do the show for her up at McGill's, and it was adorable because
What'd she sing?
Well, she sang Sissy's show.
Right.
Basically, she knew the whole show because she had sung background. So she sang, and she also did the cute thing was that she did Sissy's rap.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Thanks for coming to see Sissy tonight.
Oh, funny.
She was like, thanks for coming to hear Whitney tonight. She would always speak about herself in the third person. And that's what Sissy did. So, but it was amazing. And she blew the frickin' roof off the joint.
And was
yeah.
Sissy aware of the talent of Whitney?
Yeah, of course.
Was there any
amazing.
jealousy?
I'd say later in life.
Right. But not in the very beginning. She was
No,
very
in the
supportive?
beginning, because she was young. Whitney was so young. I think that later in life, Whitney's career was just so amazing. And I think that there was definitely a little jealousy.
Right.
Which was manifested in, being mean to singers and critical and overly critical.
Of other singers.
Of Whitney singers and wanting to take over and wanting to work with the singers and just to be a
background
part of
singers?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be a part of it because,
So
Mama Rose.
she never had the
she never had the success that.
as a solo singer. I mean, she
Right.
had a great background singing career,
Right.
but as a solo singer, and I would encourage you all to go online and
20 Feet from Stardom?
no. Just look on YouTube. Look up Sissy Houston and see some old videos of her singing on TV shows and whatnot. And she was amazing.
Wow.
And you forget about that because you hear her later in life with the very wide vibrato, and she's older, and your voice changes when you get older.
Sure.
Right. But she was was astonishingly good when she was younger.
So, how does Whitney, like, all I remember is being in college and blasting the album that had "And I Will Always Love You."
Bodyguard.
That would be the Bodyguard. Yes.
Yep.
No, there was
knew
one
it by
before.
heart.
There was one before. What was her first album?
Her first album?
Yeah, Whitney.
Was Saving All My Love?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the
Saving
one.
all my
Yeah,
love
Bodyguard
for
came later. There were a couple
you.
of records before Bodyguard. There
But,
was, there was that record, which I forget. I think it's just.
And I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Was the next
I want
record.
to
Yes.
dance with somebody.
I grew up to those records.
Wait.
My mom would play them in the car on the tape deck.
Wait, I gotta look up.
Do you want to know what
first.
my favorite song was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
from,
just gonna
those
ask you
records?
that.
I get so emotional.
Oh. Every time
Oh,
I
yeah.
think of you, I get so emotional, baby.
Okay.
Love Whitney.
So,
And that was also directed. That video was directed by my old friend Ed Love, who died in the 80s.
Wow.
what? He's not Jewish?
No, he was an African American gentleman of.
I'll do my mother now. It doesn't matter. There were plenty of black Jews.
Yeah, no, he wasn't Jewish.
All right. So,
And he's also dead.
okay. So, welcome to Kill. So when did she? How did she get her big break? And were you playing for her? Go.
I was playing for her when she got her break with singing with Sissy. When Sissy
Right.
would give her solos, she would give her a song or two to sing in the shows. I remember going to see her, I think even before I started playing with Sissy. I think
Right.
she was about 16. Somebody said, you got to go see Sissy Houston's show at the Bottom Line. Remember the Bottom Line?
Oh, I performed there.
Yeah, me too. Many times. And Whitney was like wearing this like little church dress.
Right.
And she sang Evergreen.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, like, it was like, remember those commercials with the Memorex with the,
Yeah.
where you're being blown? I was like blown to the back wall.
Right.
That's how fucking good she was at 16.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing. She was amazing. Greatest singer I ever heard.
Me too.
Greatest singer I've ever heard. Next to, Aretha.
Right.
Along with Aretha.
Have you ever played for Aretha?
Uh-huh.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I played with Aretha when for her. It was a tribute to Clive Davis
Right.
at the
Kennedy Center?
No, Waldorf Astoria.
Wow. They have the worst sound system.
Oh, and we were playing on the band was on the floor, and Aretha Franklin that night she did a ballet to Natural Woman in a tutu.
Awesome.
Love her. Okay, so
Terrible or wonderful or both.
BP. So,
Yes.
are you full time with Whitney at this point?
No. I
You can't make a living just playing for Whitney.
No, I wasn't with her at the time. Right, fresh out of like Sissy, I remember I put a couple of bands together for a couple of shows with her in the like very beginning, before the record even came out, before her first record came out. And I remember we did a show with Jermaine Jackson. She had a single.
Oh my
What
God!
the hell was it called? And we did it at the church on what was it called again? On 19th Street and 6th Avenue.
Oh right, Limelight.
The line.
Yeah.
I'm like,
God, I spent a
with her.
lot of time. there.
Oh yeah, me too.
so
All right, so
But then she put a band together.
who do you meet through her? I mean, did you ever work with Prince?
No,
And you worked with one of the. Did you ever work with Michael Jackson?
no. No, I'm nothing. No, once I started playing on tour with Sissy, with Whitney rather, in 1988,
Wow.
and
fuck.
I met Stevie through Whitney.
Did you ever play with Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, a couple of times. We did a show. We did the Arsenio Hall show.
Oh yeah, I did that show like 3 times. He's the
Yeah.
only one that put me on his show all the time. to do
Really?
Stand up. Yes.
Wow.
I love him. I
Yeah,
love
he was a
Arsenio.
good guy.
And do you know Michael Wolff, who was the band leader?
Yes.
He just came to Shakespeare.
He did?
Yeah, we should all go out. Do you like him?
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, I like.
Okay,
I
go.
mean, and Married to
Polly. Not Draper. Polly. From 30-something.
Yeah.
Polly Drape. No.
Polly. No.
Polly.
Sure.
I'll look it up. Go
One
ahead.
cracker.
Okay, so.
But yeah, we did. Yeah, so I met Stevie through her, and I met the Winans, BB and CC Winan.
Yeah, Polly Draper, right?
Which was which were they're amazing, and they were always coming and visiting us on tour and
yes, Polly.
playing with them. They were amazing.
Polly Draper, Michael Wolff. Okay, go.
Jeez.
So you are now making your living touring.
I am now. Well, before I was with Whitney, I was touring with Michael Franks. No.
Franks?
No.
That's
That's 23andMe. That's 23andMe.
That's 23andMe. Ancestry.com.
Okay, go. That's when you can check out your DNA, what you are. So I'm saying Franks is like Jewish. Okay,
Did you
go
ever
ahead.
check out your ancestry?
No, you did.
I did.
Is it?
Did you?
Is it
Yeah.
accurate? You think?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it takes your blood, like it's your chromosomes and
How
stuff.
is it expensive?
No, it's not expensive. It might be $100, to spit. Maybe less than that. To spit into a cup and get your DNA tested and see where you're from. I'm Micronesian and Jewish.
No, you only have 30% or 15%.
15.
Micronesia?
Yeah, and I only say that because
Micronesia.
it's a Polynesian country, and I got a lot of shit for being white growing up in Hawaii as a kid. And I wish I knew this then. I could have had so many more friends. If they knew,
No, they were using that as an excuse. They would have found something.
No. If I had hey, that's probably true. Well, that's why I'm a masochist today.
Okay, so did you know that Whitney was a lesbian?
Do you know that Whitney was a lesbian?
Yes.
How do you know that?
I knew from seeing her with. Was it Karen, the girlfriend's name?
No. Robin was her. Robin.
Not Jewish.
Listen,
Do you feel that the fact that she couldn't be herself, that she had to, for the outside world and for her career, be someone else who wasn't really who she was internally?
Well, I think that was probably true in more than, one way.
Yeah.
I mean, here was this girl who grew up in Newark and sang in church, and yet...
I was born in Newark, by the way. Go.
Were you really?
Yes. And I lived in Elizabeth till...
Oof. That's
was-
rough, girl.
No, it wasn't that.
Really?
Well, it was starting. Go.
What was I saying?
Here's this church girl who grew up in Jersey.
And so she hooks up. So Clive Davis finds her, and which was greatest thing ever, and she becomes
This superstar.
this pop icon, pop idol, not a black R&B singer.
Right.
She became a pop icon,
Yeah.
and I think that was. Well, I don't think it was problematic. I think she made quite a little living for herself. I think
Right.
it only became a problem, honestly, when she married
Bobby Brown.
the idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? Like that she married Bobby Brown? Like where did they meet?
I don't remember where they met. I do remember though that
And he knew about Robin, of course.
well, I don't. You say this, but I don't.
But, all right, so
even
she-
I, who knew her for so many years,
All right,
I
so-
never saw her kiss another woman.
Okay, so let's say she's not a
So
lesbian,
I-
but she has a companion who she's very close with. Her gal, Oprah and Gail. So
Right.
that's her gal.
Right.
Okay. And who happens to be very butch looking.
She is, and she's
Right.
married now to a woman when they've got a couple of kids, and
Okay.
they're very happy.
Okay, good.
Robin was never. There was never any issue with Robin's sexuality.
Okay.
Whitney, however,
Whether or not she was allowed to be lesbian, she couldn't be allowed to be a lesbian.
Well, at that time especially, it's
Yeah.
the heat of the AIDS crisis, and people didn't come out. And
Well,
here
there
she
would've
is,
been a lot of-
beautiful.
a lot
Yeah.
of pressure from the family.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't think that
It's-
Sissy was particularly liberal-minded.
Right.
No, she was a
woman.
church girl.
woman,
Right.
And so, but Bobby came along. But these are the guys that were like after Whitney. Okay, I'm going to give
Right.
you a list of some of
Okay.
the guys. Like Robert De Niro used to send flowers.
Wow.
Used to call John Huston all the time, dying to take Whitney out. He was dying to whitney Whitney out.
De Niro likes the black
Kevin Costner.
Right.
I really believe fell in love with Whitney as well.
Not true.
God, who didn't?
Not true.
though?
Not Jewish. Go.
Not Jewish. No, we got no whistles here.
Yeah.
But then she met Bobby Brown, and I just think that Bobby Brown gave her something else. You know, Bobby Brown is when she, you know, I think was who made her feel like, oh, you know, you're a pop idol. You know, you're not. Where's your R&B-ness? You know,
Inadequate. You're not being true to yourself.
You're an inadequate black girl.
Ugh.
In the sense that she wasn't doing, you know, she wasn't singing R&B music necessarily. She was singing pop music, and like, you know, she had like a massive appeal. You know, white people, black people,
everyone.
And he was a R&B guy,
right?
And he was, you know, I mean, I give him a lot of credit. You know, he was. I thought that he was the first guy to really do dance video. Right. Like My Prerogative, that record.
Yeah, but My Prerogative wasn't R&B. That was pop and dance and...
Yeah, yes, but they were all black guys, and I think that, you know, they probably, you know, at that time...
So with
that time, don't forget, that was considered R&B.
Right. Did you get any flack being her piano player?
Her blonde sister?
Yeah.
As she used to refer to me?
Yeah. Blonde sister? That's what he said?
My blonde, she used to call me her blonde sister.
Cute.
Did Bobby say you gotta get weirded out?
No, as a matter of fact, I had a little come to Jesus with him. We were in a club in London, and I just said, "You better do her right, Bobby Brown, or else you're gonna have to deal with me."
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you feel like her big sister? That you were like?
I was, you know, I guess I was a little protective, yeah. And which is why the whole which is why her demise really affected me, and just it was just.
Oh, because you knew where it
you
came
have
from.
a very large gold record or platinum record in your house.
That was the Bodyguard.
Yes.
We played. It was very funny. They wanted to do "I Will Always Love You" live in a club. They wanted to film it live, and so she said, "I'll do that if I can have my band."
Oh. Wow.
Right. So I think so. We all flew. They flew us down to Florida. Where they were shooting. They were shooting the scene at the Fontainebleau, I think, and I think they got one look at us and said, maybe not, because they didn't use us in the scene. We recorded it, but they didn't use us.
Right.
In the scene. I think they looked at us and went, maybe not.
So, did you know Bobby was bad news?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Did anyone else? I'm sure other people.
Everybody knew Bobby was bad news.
But were people afraid of him?
People, you mean like the family? Were they afraid?
Yeah, like to say, cut the shit or stop controlling her or hitting her.
Well, no, at this point, I believe that it was really, I don't know about those interactions, but I think that really it was about Whitney. Is like ultimately, just to skip a whole lot of shit, many years. I don't blame Bobby for Whitney's death.
Right.
I don't blame Bobby for Whitney's drug use. I mean,
right.
I blame Whitney for her lack of self-esteem and not standing up for herself. And letting this guy take her down. I mean,
right.
She used to allow him to sit on the side of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have one of those 2-liter bottles of Evian filled with beer.
No way.
And a live mic.
Oh.
So,
Oh, so he got to just jump in whenever he wanted?
But no one could say...
She didn't listen to anybody. She didn't listen to anybody.
She was addicted. She's an addict, and that goes for humans too.
Well, she became addicted, and all of the people around her that thought that they were that declared such love for her, they were also all on the payroll.
Right.
Right.
Just to call a spade,
right.
not to use that term in a negative.
Right.
Yeah. That was the police coming actually to take me away.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got to meet her once. It was really...
She's sweet. Really
she
sweet.
looks so innocent when I think of her. She's was my age. But it was like she was an innocent. Oh my God, this person is so fucking talented. Like voice of my generation. All right. So while you're working with her, is that when you meet Cyndi Lauper? Like, when do you meet Cyndi Lauper?
I met Cyndi Lauper I met her at Trax. I met her when she had her band Blue Angel.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of came up in the same, sort of at the same time. Cyndi and I she's just a little older than I am, but we came up sort of at the same time. And she had that band Blue Angel, where her name at the time was Cinderella.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, and so Cyndi Lauper,
Not even.
Lauper's a Jewy.
Not even close.
She's from Queens.
Not Jewish.
That was an I wish you were Jewish whistle.
So, you know,
Not everybody that has Jewish friends is Jewish. Do you know that, Judy? I know this is a little late, and I have to find that out. I don't want to disappoint you and maybe ruin your performance tonight.
Who's her husband?
Her husband is David Thornton.
No.
So not.
Okay. You're now playing for all these amazing fucking musicians. Do you ever feel like, I'm talented, I want to, like the 20 feet from stardom, that you want to be the star, that you want to be out front?
I think that if I ever really wanted to do that, I would have done it. I think that I love playing for great singers. I've always played for singers.
Right.
There's a long list of singers that I've played with, mostly female, I must add. But I always, and I have a band, and I used to write songs.
Bev Leslie's.
The Bev Leslie's.
I've opened for the Bev Leslie's.
Well, I wouldn't say that you opened. I don't want to refer to you as the opening act, Judy.
Why?
I would like to you introduced us. Your celebrity was strong enough to actually introduce the band.
The Bev Leslie's.
You're not the opening act for the Bev Leslie's.
Honey.
We should open for you,
Hey,
Judy.
no,
You should open Judy Gold.
So, Bet, you came...
Oh, yeah.
What?
Judy Gold, the whistle.
Oh. That's the sick whistle.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Now we've all made
So
out.
you came to Shakespeare in the park.
I did.
And I was in my dressing room, and I share it with Stacey Sargent, who is, she plays Grumio. And I said, my friend Bette Sussman's coming. Bette Sussman. What does she look? I said, she's like, does she have that blonde? I said, she's, she played for Whitney, and she had blonde hair? Did she play the funeral? Like, she was freaking out. So, you played at her funeral.
Well, many people
when did you
at
find
the funeral. I was most visible because I was, when I wasn't playing, I was sitting. I would step back into where the choir was. There was a seat there, and I was basically I was the only white person.
Did they
there.
call you and ask you to play, or what happened?
Yeah, they called and asked. Invited Whitney's musicians, from her couple of different bands that she had to play at the funeral.
So, when you found out she had died and OD'd, what did you think? Like, what were your first thoughts?
My first thoughts were, I was mortified. It was like
heart fell into.
My heart was broken. I just, I didn't want that. I didn't want her to die like that. I didn't want that to ever happen.
Did you know it was coming to that?
Well, the pathway was paved. She from 1995 on, she just it was a steady decline. Yeah.
When
and that was mainly because she lost her voice.
Right.
Her drug use
affected her voice.
Made her lose her voice.
Wait, we have to pause. What are you doing? I thought you can't use that basketball outside. You can. I bought you an indoor-outdoor.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I've literally looked everywhere. It's not there.
Is it in the basket in your room?
No.
Ben's lost his balls.
Everywhere in my
Well,
room.
no, he's lost his ball.
I bought you
That's
an
true.
outdoor
He's still got
basketball.
one.
Tells us
You
a
want me
lot
to go
about
get it?
It's
Ben.
not there.
When you leave and I'm done here, I am finding that
Judy's
basketball. How
child
much
with
do I
one
get?
ball?
It's amazing what you can do
Yeah,
with
hold on.
one ball.
Wait,
I'm sure
you
you
guys
can do a lot
speak.
with one ball.
This is I think we should have the podcast always at the house.
I'm down.
Because it's a
Well, because there's no interruptions.
And also,
That's one thing that's really good about here. We got a nice steady flow.
Wait,
Tell you what, I don't
I'm
know.
talking to my son Ben.
Jesus, fuck.
Sorry. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, so when did you and Judy meet?
That you took out.
Judy and I, I don't know exactly when we met. We've known each other peripherally for years, for years, and I was a fan of hers, and I didn't know that she even knew who I was, but she did.
So you were mutual fans of one another?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's pretty cool.
And then she came to, I was doing a show last year with Christine Ebersole,
Love her.
and she came to see that. Love her too. Love her to death. And she's off doing a new play with a new musical with another one of my old my bosses, people that I worked with, was Ms. Patti LuPone.
Oh my God, I love her too.
They're doing a show called
I'm a masochist.
Warpaint. Oh, clearly yes.
Yeah.
They're doing Warpaint, which is written by the same guys that did Grey Gardens.
Oh my God.
So I'm sure it's going to be fabulous.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I wish I was working on it. It would be like a blast to be working with the two of them together.
Oh my God,
I can't. I
yeah.
just want to be a fly on the wall at the rehearsals.
Oh Jesus, yeah. I mean, not too close to them on the wall.
Two
They'll smack you down.
divas.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that'd be
Two
amazing.
divas. Yeah, but
Well, 3 divas if you're in there.
Oh, hey now. But Christine she's a woman of much grace.
She's incredible.
Well,
She's
she
so
says it, and
powerful.
she says it's going really well. I spoke to her the other day. She's very excited about it.
So, I know you've got this new musical coming, or that you're doing with Judy. You're doing something with Judy in July at 54 Below again?
I think that's November, but
November.
November, and yeah, I mean,
Do you have any other projects in the works right now? Any other kind of musical things or cabaret? Or with your band, any shows coming up?
my band only plays twice a year.
Okay.
We also don't have a lot of flow, but we've been playing like twice a year for like 20 years.
That's great.
It's a bunch of great musicians, studio guys.
And you just get together and
studio
jam.
guys, and we can't. I mean, it's just so hard to keep a band together and rehearse, and so we basically, we're a very celebratory band. So we play for holidays. We've always been kind of a holiday band. Like we play Valentine's Day, we play Dog Bite Prevention Week.
Do you do any weddings?
We do. Well, actually, I think we might have. No, I don't think we ever played a wedding.
Uh-huh.
We did play. We play up at Yale every now and again because we know. We have a friend who went there who was the graduating class of '65, I think.
Nice.
So we played their 40th anniversary. I think it was the same class that George W. was in.
Oh, wow.
So we went up.
Was
Yes.
he there?
No, he didn't show. He didn't show.
Go figure. I hear he never shows.
All right,
Really?
Sorry, guys.
He didn't show up for his
Sorry
job.
that you just had,
The most boring.
4 boring minutes without me.
I'm really sorry about that, too.
Well, you don't know what we talked about,
I
do
did
you?
some boring shit. Anyway,
Probably.
so when Whitney had a child,
Yes.
were you close with?
Well, she was out. Bobby Chris would come out on tour with us. She was adorable.
She was.
Yeah, she was adorable. But I worked with her till '99.
Right.
So
But when, and then we're getting off this.
Okay.
When you heard that she had died, in the same way that her mother, I mean, that must have been.
it was really, really tragic.
Like a sick joke, man.
Really tragic. But it's like, I mean, what else could have happened? We are all a product of our upbringing,
Right.
and look what she witnessed her whole life. I mean, it's just so sad.
Right.
It's so
And
sad,
do
but
you
she
think-
wasn't,
Do you think Whitney was a good mom? Or as good as she could be?
Well, as good as she could be,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
Ben, I love you. What time are you going to be home?
Ben, we've met before.
5:30.
Ben, you played this morning and you have practice tonight. Why are you playing again?
I hope you find your balls, Ben.
That kid, all he does is play basketball.
Well, look at him. He's committed.
He's so cute. Who's my baby? Did you see he kissed me goodbye?
Yeah, of course. He always kisses you goodbye.
How'd you meet Bette Midler? All right. And the fact that you resemble Bette, in stature and hair.
Haha.
Yeah.
And badassery.
And many other things. You have,
Right.
I'll tell you a funny story about that.
Wait, let
funny
me-
thing,
Guys, stop!
wait, did you say Midler?
Yeah, Bette Midler.
Oh, really?
Right!
Really? All right. And she's from Hawaii, too. Little Holly girl from Hawaii. Whoop, whoop. Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
go.
I actually played with her, played synth. Mark Shaman called me years ago. Shaman.
Yeah.
They were honoring Peter,
O'Toole?
no, what was, I'm having a brain fart.
Peter.
Paul and Mary.
Peter from Australia.
Oh, Peter Allen!
Peter Allen. Yeah, there was at the,
Worked with Jews. Go ahead.
yeah.
Matt White was married to... Oh, she's not Jewish. Go ahead.
Matt White. Who the hell's Matt
Was
White?
married to Liza Minnelli.
Matt White?
No, Peter Allen.
Oh, why'd you call him Matt White?
I said was married to. You can. You're moving your fucking lips again.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Okay, go.
So anyway, so I played with her then. That was many years ago. And then I guess the earthquake, was it 95? The really bad
Yes,
earthquake?
yes.
And Midler was living out in L.A. and it really just freaked her out.
Oh, I was there for that. I was loading a gun as it hit.
You've
that's
shot a
good.
gun?
I have shot a gun, yeah.
Why were you loading a gun?
My dad was teaching me how to safely load a gun.
That story shouldn't preempt mine.
Nope,
No,
not at all.
boring.
Yep,
Go.
I wish I never said it.
So she was coming back to New York. She was having this amazing apartment built for her. She was coming back to New York, and she called Mark Shaman once again.
So Bette Midler called Mark Shaman. Go ahead.
Because she was moving back to New York because she couldn't bear to be in LA anymore, and
Right.
she needed a new musical director and piano player.
Right.
And
So
so
Mark
Mark
Shaman
Shaman said,
says-
"You got to call
Let's do this.
Bette Sussman."
All right, you will do another phone call. Okay? And I'm going to you'll be Bette. Or should I be Bette and you could be Mark Shaman?
I don't really care about this phone call, really. All right, go ahead.
Now, we can do, but now who called you to tell you?
Bette Midler.
Okay, so I'll be Bette and you be you. And I'm just calling you saying I need, okay? Ready?
I got your name from you.
Okay, ready?
Well, I don't want to tell you what to say in the phone call.
I'm
Because,
not.
Bet is calling Bet.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, wow, look, I got a phone call from a private call. Let's see who this is.
It's an 808 number.
Hello?
Hello, is this Bette?
Yeah.
Hi, it's Bette Midler.
No shit.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, Bette Midler. How are you?
I'm fine. I got your name from Mark Shaman. I got your name from Mark Shaman.
That's amazing.
And I'm looking for a new piano player, musical director.
Well, I'm your man.
That's great. When can you come over to my enormous apartment? That's 3 stories, and I have a garden outside, and I have an assistant, and then I have people who clean the house and get me whatever I want, and it's.
And I'll more than likely keep you waiting.
But you'll come in, you'll sit, you'll wait. But you can look at Central Park, the entire park, from my apartment.
Mm-hmm. Where I can come. How's tomorrow good for you?
Let me check. Jill. Yes, Pet. Jill, how's tomorrow? You know what? Why don't I just connect you to Jill, and she'll arrange something. I'm really looking forward to it because Mark says great things about you.
Hi, Bet. This is Jill. You want to come over tomorrow?
No, Jill is from fucking. You ruined it.
Oh, damn.
See, fucking pig.
All right, I'm going to go pee right now. And I'll be back.
So,
She says. So I say to her, "Where do you live?" And
Yeah.
she says, 94th and 5th.
Can you say that? Am I?
Well, there's many apartments there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fifth Avenue, around
95th Street.
Yeah.
But basically, so we live almost like directly across the park from
Right.
each other. And so I do the first gig I'm going to do with her is a Halloween gig. You know,
That's right.
Which is what you do. You weren't doing it then, but we have done that together.
Yes, because I host it with
Right.
her. I started doing it I guess because Eric Kornfeld had recommended me, and I didn't get paid in the beginning. Go.
Well, no. Okay.
Go ahead.
So we do the gig.
And then Halloween is for her NYRP.
NYRP, and she has a big Halloween fundraiser.
And this is a whistle, actually, from an NYRP picnic.
That's fantastic.
Okay, go ahead.
And basically, so we did this gig, and at Halloween, I remember the first gig I said, what do I wear? She says, you can wear whatever you want. I said,
how
pajamas?
did your first meeting go?
Oh, so I went to her house, and we sat and we talked. And
did you have to play for her upstairs?
Oh yeah, and she
that
put
office.
And she put she put the hardest thing in front of me. She put "I'm hip," which has a lot of expensive chords in it, and unfortunately I can read. It wasn't my best work, but it wasn't bad. And then something else, and all went great. And
did she sing with you?
Yeah.
And you got along?
We got along famously. And she and I got along famously for 10 and a half years.
Now, did she say, God, you look like me, or anything like that?
Well, this is where I'm going to tell you. We talked about, do you have any brothers and sisters or something? And she says, yes, I have a sister named Susan. I said, I have a sister named Susan.
No way.
Yeah. So then the first gig, the Halloween gig, at the end of the show, they paid us at the night of the gig, and they gave us envelopes.
Right.
And the envelope said Sussman and Associates on it.
Right.
And I'm thinking, whoa, I've only been her musical director for 12 minutes.
Right.
And they've had stationery made up with my name on it, and it's like, this is amazing.
Right.
And of course I come to find out that it's not at all my stationery, but it's her accountant, Sussman. So, there was a lot of synchronicity in Midler's and my area.
So and then you go travel. Now, is that your primary job at this point?
That was my primary job. I mean, I was doing a lot of sessions and stuff in New York at the time when there were sessions in New York and industrials and all kinds of crap and records.
Now what happens?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, we sit and watch MSNBC.
Right. Okay.
And recognize how many times James Naughton's Cialis commercials on.
The Cialis, I don't even. So you work with Bette for 10 and a half years.
11 and a half years. 11 years. 11 and a half years.
So for 1 year, you didn't get along with her.
Yeah, the last year we had a little bit of a falling out over nothing, and
was it over anything big?
No, it was over nothing. But she thought it was over something, and so unfortunately there was no talking about it, and we parted ways after 11 years, which
that's a long run.
It's a long run. I mean, I had.
But some people are with people forever.
Right. Well, I'm glad that I got to spread it out, and work with different people.
Now, when you were on the road, did you just have wild sex with everyone? Would you just meet guys after and?
Can I just remind you of so far of the two of the major artists that I toured with, spanning 22 years, 23 years.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
And Bette Midler.
Bette Midler. You think?
That's true.
You think there were any gay? You think there was a heterosexual man to be found?
That's good. I like it.
Good point.
So
did you have fun on the road? Was it fun?
Yes.
Because as a comic, I'm alone.
Yeah.
I'm alone, and you're with a band, and you bond.
Touring is really fun.
Right.
I mean, I think it's like summer camp.
Right.
It's like
that's how I feel like Shakespeare in the Park.
It's the greatest thing.
Have I mentioned I did Shakespeare in the Park?
Oh
yeah. That's what
you get paid well, and travel cushy.
Right.
To see the world.
Yeah, and to do what you do.
And I was asked to do the Cyndi Lauper Boy George tour, and I took Shakespeare in the Park instead, which we spoke about. Remember? I was booked for some of the... She's doing the lip thing. Lauren, I really need you to get out your phone to do the lip thing.
Got it.
So we...
Take the lip from this side, though.
What are you, Barbara Streisand? When she did Rosie, we had to switch the entire set.
No, my thing is.
I know. But she used to be like, only on this side. Yeah, I can only be interviewed on this side.
What do you mean?
Did you ever play for Barbara?
No.
Who haven't you played? I know I just forgot that whole thing I was going on.
You were trying to decide between doing the Cyndi Lauper Boy George tour and doing Shakespeare in the Park.
I'm glad.
And Bette helped you make that decision.
I could have done the Boy George Cyndi Lauper tour and been financially great. But I thought this Shakespeare in the Park thing for no money basically is a bucket list thing that I would never be able to do again.
Do you think that was the money going to be great on the Cindy Lauper Boy Tour?
It was going to be great compared to
Shakespeare in the Park.
Shakespeare in the Park, and there were a number of dates.
Right.
But I think I made the right overall career decision.
Totally think you made the right decision.
Because I think that they'll do other shows, maybe.
Of course.
Well, they'll definitely do other shows, and she's not going anywhere. But this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Right.
It was so funny though. We had been working together doing the show for 54 Below, and this came up, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. The money's terrible. I don't know what to do. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I shouldn't do it. How can I do it? I got to pay my bills. I got my son. Blah blah blah. And then it was like I think we both had to come to Jesus at the same night.
Yeah.
I called you first thing in the morning, or I texted you and I said, do the show.
You know how it was the night because I had just taped Jim Gaffigan's show. And I said, I took him aside and I said, Jim, and he's like, oh, Judy, you have to. There's not even a choice.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, well, you're a millionaire, and and he's like, no, you have to do Shakespeare in the Park. And then you texted me. All right, so
good.
What was I just gonna fucking say? Shit. It was something about.
You're not stoned now, are you?
I don't
No,
get
it was
stoned at
about
all.
touring in summer camp and how it's like being in summer camp.
Yeah,
and
I don't remember. But
and,
it is.
Well, we were talking about touring and fun,
and she couldn't mess around because it was all queers.
I didn't meet men. I didn't meet men on for those years on the road anyway.
Oh,
wait a minute! I shouldn't say that because I did have like a few little affairs, little flings on Whitney's tours.
Nice.
Like I had a little fling with one of the sound guys.
What was his name?
I forgot.
Sound guy.
And then
Sound guy?
we'll just call him Sound Guyman.
Sound Guyman?
Sound Guystein.
There you go.
And then I also had an affair with a rigger.
Nice.
No.
And they used to. It was. He was from Denmark.
Yeah, because no Jew's gonna.
And they used to call me a rigger lover.
That's politically
terrible.
correct. So,
I take back the laugh.
What, like, if you could pick one of the highlights of your performing career, what would it be?
Oh.
Where you were the most proud, and which was the moment where you were like, oh my god, I can't fucking believe I'm on the stage with this person. Like, when was that?
It might have been Arsenio Hall when we did. Stevie wrote this incredible song, a duet for them for.
First of all, I just said Isaac last week came to my show, and you're like talking about Stevie Wonder like he's your BFF. So I'm picking that name up off the fucking floor. Go.
Stevie.
Let's get it. Let's get the rigger. Let's get the rigger to pick it up. No, so Stevie.
I think the Stevie and Whitney on Arsenio Hall was. But there were also many nights on tour with Whitney where I would stand up on the stage in her great days when she would just blow our minds on a nightly basis.
Right.
Yeah.
She sang amazing. She would show up, come out in these amazing gowns, looking gorgeous, and she was gorgeous and the greatest singer of.
Was she happy?
Sometimes she was very happy. She was very happy a lot of the time before she met Bobby.
You and I just chat a lot about Orange Face. And you are very into politics and tennis. I mean, we have a lot of common.
Yeah.
And Elisa is big tennis.
Yeah.
We ask everyone this, but really...
Do you have a tennis channel here?
No, I'm getting it. Because it's really good.
Well, I mean, it'll wake you guys will get up early in the morning to watch.
Right.
Like now it's like we're in Europe, so like I get up early now and watch tennis.
That's great. Because you don't have kids. So,
thank God.
what pisses you off the most? Like, what gets your goat? Is that how you say it? Get your goat?
Yeah.
What pisses you off?
Well, today let's just
You could go, yeah.
Well, I like to live in the now.
We call them kill me now moments.
Okay. Today I had a kill me now moment this morning.
Okay.
Because as we do, we get up and make the coffee and put on MSNBC.
Right.
I usually tape Morning Joe.
Right.
Because I like to get the first thing in the morning.
Right.
And here's what really got me today. Okay, you know, Orange Pancake Head has been on a decline in the last few weeks like nobody's business.
Right.
The guy has it's like he needs the rigor to get his foot out of his mouth on a daily basis. And what he says is disgusting.
Right.
There's very little that comes out of his mouth that's
Right.
not disgusting, right? But all of a sudden today, so they've been bad-mouthing him and talking about, forget about what he said about the judge, and then yesterday about with the evangelicals.
Right.
And
What
like,
about the gays? The gays love me.
When he said the LBG,
Yeah.
LGBT, yeah. Anyway, but you know, and so like to the point where like the GOP, like the guy senators have been dropping like flies,
NRA,
unendorsing like flies, right?
Right.
So today, all of a sudden, they get rid of, like 2 days ago, he gets rid of Corey Lewandowski, right?
Right.
The campaign manager, and Paul Manafort.
Right.
So now he's really gonna become presidential because now it's the general election. I mean, the guy has like 60 cents in the bank. So they're all bad-mouthing. They've got to jump ship. He's saying one more offensive thing, you know, talking about the gays, about how if they all had guns, it wouldn't have happened. It would have been such a horrible tragedy. So now all of a sudden, a tweet came out at the same time as Hillary Clinton was speaking yesterday.
Oh, he does that all the time.
Okay, but now what they're saying is that he responded so quickly, and obviously somebody else responded because there were no exclamation points and there was no adjective, before Hillary.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, like, what's that senator's name? Is it Kirk? I forget his name. He's one of the guys that look it up. He's one of the guys that was just falling off the hill. They would see, one of the newscasters would see him and ask him, so what do you have to say about? And he would be like, I don't know. Right. I don't know what to say.
Jesus.
Right. And now all of a sudden they're like, I'm really excited. We're really excited about the fact that Mark Kirk.
Two-time and Mark Kirk.
Yeah, who was like, so now all of a sudden today he's really excited because they've hired 100 people, and he put out a tweet in good time and without any adjectives and exclamation points, and now they're all really excited. Now I'm excited about the future now. It's like,
because he learned how to tweet?
No, because he hired someone.
He didn't fucking tweet. He hired somebody.
The fact that he calls Hillary a liar. This guy's a fucking liar. Like, you could do an entire hour special of him on one side saying one thing and the other half him saying the opposite.
Exactly. I mean, Stephen Colbert did that on his show. Do you remember seeing that?
Yes.
That was really, really funny. About how he, backpedaled. He said one thing 7 years ago and whatever.
So, what in general in life pisses you off? I mean, we all get pissed off about this political stuff. Like, I get really pissed off at, customer service when people do not do their jobs mindfully. Where I order a fucking sandwich and I'm really specific, and it's like, your job is to listen to someone and put the ingredients on the fucking and you can't fucking do it. Mm-hmm. Or I order on the phone, I'm like, every detail, extra salad dressing, this, that, and they can't fucking do it. Like, that fucking pisses me off. And then they have a tip jar. What really pisses you off?
Right now,
it's all political.
It's all political right now. But
there's got to be something that you have, Bette Sussman has, that, like, you don't do to Bette Sussman.
Let's see, what pisses me off? Well, I mean, not being the new hot keyboard player in town pisses me off.
It does?
Yes. Because I still think of myself in that way, and, I see that,
Do you feel that, being young...
It pisses me off that I can't get arrested on Broadway.
I'm
trying to. I've had this career playing with,
So you and I have the same goal.
So many great people. And it's something that I have not done in the business, and I would really like to do it.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Because it's a genre that I have not worked in.
Say genre again.
Genre.
Okay.
A lot. I haven't worked in a lot. I did sub on Color Purple, which was really a blast. Many years ago, I subbed for Paul Schaefer on for Leader of the Pack, but that was just once.
Right.
But
You want to be the musical director.
I want to conduct a Broadway show. I want to conduct a Broadway show and musical direct a Broadway show. I'm musical director for
It's going out there in the universe.
I'm listen.
A new musical, or like a revival, or is there anything?
Well,
She wants to be the first one. She wants to be the original.
From the ground up. I want something from the ground
Now,
up.
in the music industry,
And I am nothing to these people. Whether I've had a somewhat illustrious career. I've worked with some great people, and I've toured, and I've been doing, successful.
is there anyone you're jealous of?
Jealous. I'm not
Envious.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I'm envious of people that, that are, I mean, like in this little predicament that I'm having and with the Broadway.
Well, yeah, in general. Can you stop fucking cracking whatever the fuck you're cracking?
I stopped.
VP and CP. Crack probation. Go ahead.
Should have told that to Whitney.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous of, I'm jealous of the youngins who are, it's like the Broadway is taken over by it's very cliquey, all these different things.
It's like stand-up. It's like if you're young and hip and cool, it doesn't matter how much experience or talent you have.
No. No. Like I am like, I'm literally eating humble pie on a daily basis, doing things that like 10 years ago I didn't think that I would have done.
Like play with Judy Gold at 54 Below.
No.
Okay.
No. That is, I mean, I loved that. That was really a blast. Well, I mean, it was the process of writing that piece was a blast.
Right.
No, but like, not, having to prove myself all over again at this particular stage in my career.
That's right. You have to reinvent yourself after you've not only paid your dues, you paid them over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, like the person.
Do you think guys have that situation as much, male musicians?
I think they have it, but
not to the extent.
The interesting thing, Judy, is that I never, for all of my career, I never really thought, I never used the I'm a woman. Sad me, because I had it. It wasn't sad me. I was working. I was one of the top calls. I was getting all the great gigs.
Right.
And now, as far as being in town, I see the gigs that I used to get called for are being taken by younger guys.
Right.
Like there's the new
right
young hot keyboard players
in their 30s, right,
in town, you know, and they're getting the work. They're getting more of the work that I used to do now, and I'm like,
and you'd think you'd want the best, but they want the coolest and hippest. And I think you're hip and cool.
Well, I also think that. Well, I think that honestly, I think that there's some female contractors that would rather hire men than hire women.
I find that too with female club owners and bookers. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
they like the attention.
I believe that we should. I believe that we should be supporting each other.
Oh, please!
On a daily basis. There shouldn't be no room for jealousy, or
Harold, it's not. There shouldn't be no room. Okay. You're embarrassing me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. I feel more ageism as a woman.
Now,
yes,
than I did younger. I mean,
yes.
I shouldn't. Obviously, I feel more now than I would when I was younger. But I never thought. I feel more of the female male thing,
right?
The gender
disparate.
The Great Divide.
The Great Divide.
Yes.
I feel it more now than I did, say, when I was in my 30s
yes,
and 40s.
Absolutely.
Do you too?
Yes, absolutely. Because I feel like there's so many male comics my age, who get to go and do these hip cool shows, and I've been told I've aged out. But wait a minute.
Yeah, men aren't told they've aged out.
Men never age out.
No.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a drag.
Yeah.
So not to age out.
So that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And that has not a damn thing to do with Orange Pancake Head.
No. Now, we ask every guest.
Yes.
And they are all pretty honest about it. Very honest. Except for one who said afterwards, no, I actually. Are you on any antidepressants? Do you take any sort of antidepressant or make me feel better pills?
No, I'm perfectly stable. I could be your stablest guest.
Stablest is not a word, Harold! Okay, what do you want? We want our listeners. I am, I have been in a clinical depression. You had one in college.
I suffer from depression.
Yeah. And
you don't have to be a sad sack to need this medication.
Right. We always ask because we are pro mental health. So what
absolutely.
do you want?
And pro talking about
What
it.
am I on?
Yeah.
I'm on Lexapro.
Ugh, makes me eat a lot and sleep. Go ahead.
Lexapro and Wellbutrin.
I'm on Wellbutrin.
I gotta get on this Wellbutrin.
The Wellbutrin it undoes the sexual side effects of the Lexapro and the other
It's
one.
interesting because I started on Zoloft and then
Made me throw up. Go.
Really?
I'm on Zoloft now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't.
Well, that explains.
It would take me about like
45 an hour, 2 hours.
like 6 days to
Have an
come.
orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I needed to get off that drug because I was in a relationship with a man that I was interested in having sex with on a daily basis.
And who was it? What was his last name?
Greenberg. That so wasn't his last name, but he is Jewish, so
Okay, there you
at least
go.
he can get the whistle.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went off Zoloft and went on Effexor.
I did a Fexer too.
And I would have to. I'd like as long as this is a part of your show that
Yes, it is.
you're promoting mental health. Nobody should go on Effexor. Effexor is the worst drug
we
to
discussed
get off
this.
of.
You have to do it really slowly.
Yes, and I went
affects
to a
her too much.
doctor that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I had my mother on a Fexer, and one day they just came in and said, took her off and didn't tell us. And
my
she was
fucking
acting
God.
like a mental patient.
I remember
she
that.
was. And I fucking lost it. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean it's just a horrible drug, and I remember my shrink a few years ago said get off that drug because I missed it for like if you missed it, if you take it every morning and then you forget to take it in the morning and you don't take it till 6 o'clock that night, that you'll start feeling fucked up that quickly.
Wow.
Right.
So it's a really hard drug to get off. I went off of it and it weaned off with whatever cocktail, and it was just the worst time of my life. But now I'm on Lexapro and Wellbutrin, and
it's working. Do you
seems
take
to be-
anything to sleep?
Well, I like the pot.
Yeah, the pot is very good for sleeping.
For me, it is. A lot of people
The
say
kind of
that
sativa.
I have to tell you that I take trazodone to sleep.
I now
and
have that. My doctor prescribed that
It's
for me.
really good because it keeps you asleep. But I've noticed if someone offers me, because I don't smoke pot,
Obviously.
but
That's
if
really
I have
funny.
a little,
This is a
like one
comedy
or
show.
2 hits of a sativa pot, I don't need. I need
Indica.
very little. I mean, indica. I need very little trazodone. I've cut down my trazodone.
That's awesome. That's really
That's me
great.
hitting my finger on the table.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fantastic.
it's a little bit of a dilemma, because I've been smoking the weed for a long time,
Yeah.
but I do it at night. It's not like
Yes.
a daily do it in the day.
Right.
I have to work. I have to function.
Wait, this is
wait a
what
minute.
I tell Lauren. Do not smoke before you work.
I stopped smoking before I work a long time ago.
Okay,
Because
but yesterday I called you.
I was not high at
You
all.
used the wrong credit card.
That wasn't yesterday, though. That was
I know.
earlier. And I'm
Okay.
sorry about that. And I did cut it up. I was
Okay.
really nervous about cutting up a credit card because I don't know why.
Okay, so I tell Lauren that. It's fine if you're writing, if you're doing that kind of work.
I'll tell you when I do it during the day. If I have like a panic attack or I just get anxiety sometimes, then I'll have a couple hits. Not even enough to make me
Right.
stoned at all.
But yeah, I can't do anything before I work.
No. Can't do it. Used to, when I was younger, and I didn't have any responsibility But once you
Every brain is different too, and your
you
brain
have some
chemistry changes.
responsibility, you just need to
That's
keep it
talking.
I just need to keep it together. But you know what? I also every now and again will take an Ambien. But then
Yeah.
again, I also when I do that, sometimes I wake up with the empty thing of hummus with the carrots almost
I
half
haven't
eaten
taken Ambien.
next to me
I'll
in
take
bed.
an Ativan if. I mean, I have a prescription, but I hardly ever use it. But it's if I'm having like a major anxiety, horrible, anxious anxiety attack. But I love I have my Traz, my Wellbutrin, and my Paxil.
Nice.
Oh, so you take your cocktails Paxil and Wellbutrin?
Yes,
I gotta find out about this Wellbutrin thing.
and I take Ritalin every now and then.
You do?
Yeah.
You've cut back on that, haven't you?
Yes, because my heart with the Wellbutrin, my heart, yeah.
Nice.
And I
You have
meditate
that
a
uneven
lot.
heart thing.
Yeah, I have the.
The heart thing that explodes
Yeah,
every now and
shorts
again. Yeah,
out.
right.
But I don't. This is one of my favorite. Like I had so much fun.
I had so much
and,
fun.
And I love our whistle thing. I feel like we were creative.
We were, and we had Ben was in on
and
it.
Ben, and it was like a real podcast at Judy's kitchen table.
I like having it here.
And I like the fact that there's going to be a surprise in this podcast for you.
What is it?
Well, while you were talking to Ben, we were talking about the fact that
she never listens back.
That he had one ball.
He doesn't have one ball. Oh, he had one basketball, but he had two basketballs. Do you want to play us out on the piano?
Sure.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Bette Sussman on the piano. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And, ladies and gentlemen, all I have to say is, so long! Oh, God. Here we bring...
In September.
See you in September. Yes. So long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.